July of 1993, Hocus Pocus made the big screens. It's crazy to think that this movie is over, 30 years old? It's crazy. So, let's actually recap here. The 90s was full of witches movies. And Disney, I think, wanted to try to go the family-friendly route a little bit. Centers around three witches, known as the Sanderson Sisters, as they are trying to suck the souls and the life forces of little kids so they can stay young again. However, they get tried and they get hanged for the trials of witchery, and, well, cursing a boy, turning him into a cat, nonetheless. But they deemed that on Halloween night, a virgin lighting a black flamed candle, not kidding there, it's a black candle, black flamed candle, will revive them again, but they have to steal the life force of kids before the end of Halloween, or else they will perish. And the sequel's pretty much the same. As much as I could say about the entirety of these two movies, they're the same. The main difference is just like the characters and the endings. And the endings, I mean, it's hard to depict. I do want to like this movie. But it's kind of like the old saying goes here. Well, actually, there is no old saying. It's more or less like, the old thing goes is like, it's good, but it's not special. Hocus Pocus ain't that special, other than just a couple of laughs. The witches are just female versions of the Three Stooges. That's as much as I can say. Between basically the way they act, the way they perform, they are literally the exact same people. Like, one of them is Moe, one of them is Larry, and the other one is Curly, nonetheless. The only difference is they're female, that's it. It's not me against females, and honestly, I believe that the witches could do a very good job of being like the Three Stooges here. I mean, they did do a good job of that. I mean, I can imagine a female version of a Three Stooges movie would have been pretty good to watch. And again, like I said, the actresses did a pretty good job of actually being them. Even in the sequel, when they're pretty older, they still can do a good job despite their limits because of their age. I mean, Bette Midler is 70 right now? So, it's still good to see them still do those roles. I'm just questioning number 3. Like, number 3? There's a third one coming out? I highly doubt it's going to be any good and people are actually going to like it. Unless they're big, big fans of Hocus Pocus. But I have nothing against the movie other than just, they're all the same. It's the same premise. The witches have to suck the souls so they can stay alive on Halloween night. They have like slight little differences, maybe slightly different, like, you know, maybe a slightly different, better quality because one movie was in 1993 and the other is from 2023. But I can't really harm this movie enough. As a matter of fact, I can't harm it, period, just like most of the others. It's just there. Disney made it exist. It became a popular thing, and it kind of revived the whole witch phenomenon in the first place. Now, it certainly is not as good as movies like Halloween Town, pretty much, and even The Craft, which was not even a Disney film. It was definitely a regular, like, witch horror movie. Like, I mean, a real horror movie, nonetheless. But it's just there. That's all it is. It's just a goofy witch movie. That's all I can say about it. I think with Halloween Town, it's taken way seriously. But then, with Hocus Pocus, it doesn't take all that seriously. It's basically just a movie you shouldn't be taking seriously. It's a guilty pleasure, it's fine and stuff, but I wouldn't watch it day in and day out. But I'll tell you, the cosplays and stuff are amazing. They're crazy, they're entertaining just to look at. Especially the other stuff in the movie. Especially the slapstick. I mean, some of it's pretty... other times it's actually pretty funny. And then, like, the musicals are just there. I'm not really a big fan of I'm Gonna Put a Spell on You, just to be sure. Like, just to be positive, I am not a big fan of that song. Even though I've watched some Halloween music that's got something to do with curses and spells and and witches in general, I just don't like this song. And Disney's really good at making songs, so I'm just making it out there. So tomorrow, do you guys remember that part where, like, I promised that I would never look at my childhood again? I lied. There's actually a couple more. See you tomorrow.
smell children. Marvelous.